In the quiet mountains of Minas, where dawn drifted softly, lived Joao, a humble cowboy whose faith spoke louder than words. Each morning he lifted his face to the sky in silent gratitude, and his calm expression revealed that prayer for him was more gesture than sound. Beside him walked Fiel, his aging dog, always alert, always loyal. Joao worked the land of others as if it belonged to him. People in the nearby village often mocked him, his slow smile, his simple clothes, his faith that never faltered. He responded only with a gentle nod, as though he carried a peace no one could take from him. Though he owned almost nothing, he was quick to share everything. A piece of cheese wrapped for a hungry child, a handful of flour for a widow. Giving was his quiet language. One stormy night, Fiel barked with unusual urgency. Joao followed him into the dark woods and found a stranger collapsed beside a tired horse. Kneeling, he examined the man's wounds and lifted him without hesitation, carrying him through wind and mud back to his cabin. He spent the night cleaning cuts, preparing herbal remedies, and covering the stranger with his only blanket. Days later, the man opened his eyes. He scanned the small cabin, confusion turning into gratitude. When his gaze met Joao's, words weren't needed. His softened expression said everything. At dawn, the man slipped away silently, leaving only a folded note on the table. Joao read it, pressed it to his chest, and stored it inside his shirt. Months passed in the same rhythm. Cattle, chores, quiet kindness. Then one afternoon, horsemen arrived looking for him. Joao hesitated but followed. When they brought him before Colonel Ramiro, he instantly recognized the wounded traveler he had rescued. The colonel looked at him with a depth that needed no explanation, then motioned toward a wide stretch of land. With a firm hand on Joao's shoulder, he offered the land as a gift, a repayment, a promise fulfilled. Joao tried to refuse, but the colonel's steady stance made clear that some gratitude must be accepted, and so Joao became the owner of his own valley. But blessings are often tested before they bloom. A strange illness spread through his herd. The stream darkened, grass dried, even Fiel grew weak. Joao sank to his knees in the wet soil, head bowed, shoulders trembling, not in despair, but in a mute plea for strength. At dawn, a thin mist covered the valley. Joao discovered an unfamiliar plant growing near the stream. He crushed its leaves, mixed them with oil, and treated the animals. Slowly, life returned. The water brightened. Fiel lifted his head. The pasture regained its green. When the colonel later visited, he froze in astonishment. Joao simply touched the brim of his hat, as though acknowledging that the miracle came from a place higher than either of them. Years passed, and Joao continued giving generously, just as he always had. When his time came, he was found peacefully seated with an open Bible resting on his lap. He was buried near the stream that had once nearly taken everything, and later restored it all. On the wooden marker placed at his grave, someone wrote the truth everyone knew. Those who sow goodness in another's land will one day reap miracles in their own. And locals say that on moonlit nights, a cowboy can be seen walking with a faithful dog at his side, watching over the valley he received not because he asked, but because he lived with quiet, unwavering kindness.